Well, good morning, everyone. Here we are again in our third, I almost said second, our third week of virtual preschool. And we're just moving right along in our month of September. So let's go ahead and look at the calendar. The last day of school we had was Monday. Tuesday was yesterday. That was a 3's class day. So today is Wednesday, and we'll move our little frog down. And let's look at our month. So our month is still September, but guess what? Today is going to be the last day of September. Tomorrow it will be October. So September, let's count the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and then remember we have 22 hiding under there. That was our first day of fall. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and the next one is 29. And let's see here, we have school bus. School bus, so this one will be a school. 27, 28, 29. The last day of September is the 30th. School bus, school bus, school bus. And that today is the last day of September. So today is Wednesday, September 30th. And when you come back on Friday, it will be October. Let's look at the weather. Let's see. Oh my goodness. I keep waiting for a nice, bright, shiny, sunny day, but we didn't get it today. It's partly cloudy again, at least here. So here's my partly cloudy. Right there, and it's pretty chilly out this morning. It was 49 degrees when I got here, and there's our cool frog. He's cool in any weather, but even in hot weather. All right, so we've been talking about homes and houses and where we live, and if you were in the small group on Monday, we talked about where we live, what our houses kind of look like, and our small group today will do the same thing. I have a really cool book to read to you today. It's one of my favorite books about homes or houses. It's the story of the 3 little pigs, but it's a little different maybe than the one you've heard before, if you've heard it. Not everyone's heard the story of the 3 little pigs. So let's see what this one looks like. Pull it out of our mystery envelope. So some of you may have read this before. This book's been around for a while. It's called The True Story of the 3 Little Pigs. So if you've read the traditional version of the 3 Little Pigs with your mom or dad, this one's a little different, but I really like it. So The True Story of the 3 Little Pigs. Everybody knows the story of the 3 little pigs. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people do. Or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. We're having quite a little glare here again today. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. That's true, because lots of us eat cheeseburgers, right? But nobody thinks we're big and bad. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. So there's the sneeze, somebody's nose sneezing, and there's a cup of sugar. And it says, this is the real story. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. Oh boy, I hope he's not sneezing in the bowl. That would be yucky. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house of straw? So there's the house over there. A house of straw. I doubt any of us live in a house of straw. So of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house. So I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed. And I sneezed a great sneeze. And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so I ate it up. That is what a wolf would do. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. So if you've heard this story before, this one's a little different than the original one, isn't it? Where it says that the wolf deliberately knocked down the house. But this one, it says it was an accident. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, go away, wolf, you can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin. You see the pig with his little razor there, about to shave his hair on his chin. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. Oh no. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell right down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. So you can guess what he's thinking again. Can't let that pig go to waste. Now you know food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better, and I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude little porker answered? Get out of here, wolf. Don't bother me again. Well, if I was a pig, I probably wouldn't want a wolf knocking on my door either. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear, sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, "And your old granny can sit on a pin." Oh my goodness. This pig really does not want the wolf there, does it? Not at all. Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down this pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. The rest, as they say, is history. And you can see the newspaper says "Big Bad Wolf." The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all of that huff and puff and blow your house down, and they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. The real story. I was framed. That means that he thinks he was set up. He didn't really do what they say he did. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar. There he is in jail asking for a cup of sugar. Okay, so that's a pretty funny book. Definitely different than the original story. So let me show you what we have for some work today. I'll show you this one first. In your packet, you have 3 pieces of paper with rectangles on them. I'm trying to hold them out of the glare. Bad glare here. Each of these is going to, oh, they need to go like this though. Each of these is going to be one of the 3 little pigs' houses, okay? And we also have 3 triangles. Those are gonna be the roofs of the 3 little pigs' houses. You also have a bag of little red rectangles, and those are bricks to make a brick house. And you have a bag of straw, and that's to make the straw house. Now, you don't have a bag of sticks, because what I want you to do before you do this project is to go outside and collect some small sticks. Some sticks that you would be able to glue onto one of these pieces of paper, okay? So they have to be kind of small sticks. You might have to get some longer sticks and break them into pieces, all right? So I have not collected sticks. I'm just gonna kind of show you the beginning of this, all right? So to make your first house, you have your rectangle and you have your triangle roof. So we need to glue that on. And this time we're gonna use white glue. This is my little jar with the white glue because it's really hard to glue straw and sticks on with a glue stick. Really, really hard. So you're gonna wanna use white glue for this project, okay? So we're gonna just go ahead and use the white glue for the roof too, because we already have it out. So my white glue is a little jar with a paintbrush in it, and you can make that at home. I mentioned that in the email that I sent to your mom and dad. You can use a small plastic container or a little jar, baby food jar, and a paintbrush. It's the same thing. Mine's just the fancy kind that has it in it, has the little brush in it, and you don't have to have that. So I'm gonna put some glue on part of my roof here, or you can put it above your rectangle, doesn't matter. And then I'm gonna stick the roof on top of the house, just like that. All right, so there's the start of my house. Now, I'm gonna decide which house I'm going to make first. In the book, they have the straw house first. So I'm gonna just go ahead and make my straw house first. So for this, what you're gonna wanna do is put a whole bunch of glue. You're gonna need little puddles of glue. Usually we say, make like a drop of glue, not a puddle. But in this case, you really need lots of glue because you're going to glue on lots of this straw, and you need lots of glue for it to stick, okay? So I'm not going to cover the whole thing. Then you're going to take some of your straw, and you're going to kind of put it on your house and cover up your house to make it into a straw house, all right? And I'm not going to completely cover it up because that would take a while, all right? But you're going to keep going and cover up your whole house with straw, and make sure to push it down into the glue, and add more glue if you need it, all right? So there's my, some of it's probably going to fall off. You should let it dry before you hold it up like I am. But so you're going to glue your straw, and that is your straw house, just like in the true story of the Three Little Pigs, the straw house, all right? Now you would do the same thing with a roof and the bricks. You would put some glue down and glue the bricks down, and the same thing with the sticks and a roof, all right? So you have 3 of everything to make the 3 houses: the straw house, the brick house, and the stick house, all from the true story of the Three Little Pigs, all right? So that is one thing you can do. We also have some scavenger hunts this week, all right? Let me show you. This one actually has pictures, and it's an indoor scavenger hunt. So you could put this on a clipboard or on top of a book or something and have a pencil, and you're gonna go around the house and look for these things. You can bring your mom or dad with you, and each time you find one, you're gonna make a little check mark in the box, okay? Now, if you don't have everything on the list, that's okay too. Not everyone has all the same things. This one is one your mom or dad are going to have to read to you because it has the words on it, all right? So this one is about places in your house. It says where I keep food cold. So you need to find where in your house you can keep food cold, where you sleep, where you wash your hands, where you sit to rest. All right, so those are all different things you're going to have to find in your house, and your mom and dad can read them to you, and then you can check them off in a little box. This one is a count around the house paper. So what you're going to do is you're going to go around your house and see how many chairs you have in your house. Count all your chairs, not just the ones at your dining room table. Count all the chairs in your house. And then if you know how to write the number, you can write it there, or you can have your mom or dad write it in yellow and you can trace it, or you can have your mom and dad write the number, all right? But I want you to go around your house and find how many chairs you have, how many beds you have, how many lamps you have, how many couches you have, how many rugs you have, and how many bookshelves you have, okay? And write them in the little box there. All right, so that is what I have for you today. I will see some of you, the rest of you that I didn't see on Monday, for a small group today, and we'll be talking about what our houses are like and how our houses are different, all right? And I will see the rest of you on Friday for circle time again, all right? Bye, everyone.